Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make an editorial comment before I start my questioning. And it's in regard to your third obligatory question you asked these folks. They each answered yes, that they'd be glad to respond to all of our communications and everything. And I don't question their sincerity on doing that. But whether you have a Republican or Democrat president, I've found over the years that it's very, very difficult to have that completely fulfilled by the people that always say yes. So I just say a more honest answer would be maybe.
And I would only say, Mr. Grassley, you and I have teamed up on these things, and we ask tough questions no matter whether it's a Democrat or a Republican, and we're going to continue to do so.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hey, I'm going to start out with Ms. Rollinson. And I want to make clear that I've got questions about whistleblowers, but there's two different whistleblower issues in the administration or even in Republican administrations. One deals with the IRS whistleblower program for saying that corporations didn't pay a certain amount of taxes. That legislation's brought in $6 billion, so I see it as a very worthwhile program. The second issue with whistleblowers kind of deals with government whistleblowers within. So I'm going to start out with the $6 billion program. Obviously, you know, or maybe you don't know, but I've been a strong advocate for this program, being involved with its enactment as well. I've heard concerns from stakeholders that the Chief Counsel's office is often a barrier to processing claims, especially in matters that have gone to the tax court. I'm concerned that there is an attitude in the Chief Counsel's office, obviously prior to your going there, that whistleblowers are a threat to the public fisc. The exact opposite is true, as I think the $6 billion figure proves. Whistleblowers are an asset that can help the IRS identify tax cheats and collect additional revenues. If confirmed, would you pledge or do you pledge to view whistleblowers as working with the IRS and work to process cases quickly and fairly?
Thank you, Senator. I am aware of your interest in this issue, and I share it. I think whistleblowers are very important in terms of tax administration, and I really respect the role that they play. The Office of Chief Counsel should be something quite the opposite of a barrier, because our role is to advise on how to interpret the law. So we should be working directly with understanding the claims that the whistleblower has brought forward, make sure that the law is being applied correctly, and helping dispatch the case as quickly as possible.
Okay. One additional concern in this area I've heard from whistleblowers is that the Chief Counsel's office often undermines the whistleblower office by improperly asserting itself into the award determination. This is how much the whistleblowers should get for this information. If confirmed, do you pledge to support the role and decisions made by the whistleblower office and not undermine its mission by imposing additional burdens on that office?
Thank you. If confirmed, I would look forward to working closely with that office and certainly with the goal of not undermining their authority.
Okay. Then this goes to the internal whistleblowers. If confirmed, you'll be the chief legal advisor to the IRS commissioner. As you probably know, I take whistleblower laws and protecting them very seriously. And we've had some IRS whistleblowers go publicly recently, and they haven't been treated as they should have been. I want a commitment from you that you'll support whistleblower rights and protections, and that you'll take steps to protect all IRS whistleblowers who come forward from retaliation, even including those involved in the Hunter Biden investigation.
Yes, I agree. It's a very different issue, the internal whistleblower, and I, again, think it's very important. Personally, I hope that if I'm confirmed, I run an office where I am open to criticism, that everyone in the office is open to criticism, that we take it seriously. And if it ever goes so far as to be a whistleblower case, it's very important that the whistleblowers be treated with respect and that there not be retaliation.
Okay, and then for the trustees, Medicare, the 2023 Medicare trustee report says, quote, "This year's determination triggers a Medicare funding warning," end of quote. The Medicare trustees have issued this warning over 7 consecutive years. After this determination is made, the president is required to submit proposed legislation to Congress, and Congress is supposed to consider legislation on an expedited basis. Well, quite obviously, to date, no action has been taken throughout these years. Do you agree with this funding warning and that Congress should take this warning seriously?
Yes, Senator. The funding warning is something that Congress put in place, and I know that it's something that really goes to the heart of the trustees' role, which is to provide the facts and the data to the Congress and the American public about the importance, about the fiscal status and future of the programs. And there's a role there for the public trustees and the other trustees to highlight that message. And the Medicare warning is one way that the Congress has an opportunity to follow up on the work of the trustees. And I look forward to collaborating with this body and the rest of Congress, if confirmed, to provide whatever information and other data might be helpful in Congress's role following up on those warnings.
Thanks to all of you for asking my questions.
Senator Grassley, let me just close on this point. For a number of years, I've been your co-chair of the Whistleblower Caucus, and I just want to,
you still are.
And I thank you, and I look forward to continuing our work.
Yeah.
Senator Whitehouse.